Gentlemen, let me begin with a truth that is so raw that most people spend their entire lives denying it. In the sexual marketplace, men are valued for what they do, and women are valued for what they are. A man's worth is forged through sweat, risk, and ambition, while a woman's worth is revealed through youth, beauty, and fertility. Society may dress this particular idea up with the language of equality and empowerment, but the primal code of attraction has never changed. And if you doubt that, the research which I'm going to present to you today will set you straight. The study that stripped the mask of this idea was done by Simon Davis in 1990. So in 1990, the sociologist called Simon Davis, he decided to peer beneath the polite lies of modern dating. He analyzed hundreds of personal ads. These are advertisements of men seeking women and of women seeking men. Each of these genders were looking for what each gender advertised about themselves and what they wanted in return. So what he found was very simple, yet damningly consistent with human nature. He found that men marketed their status, and that is their jobs, their education, their ambition, and financial stability. Women, on the other hand, marketed their beauty, their youth, their bodies, their appearances, and their charm. And when they described what they both sought, both genders inverted these same values. Men sought youth and beauty, and women sought status and success. In David's words, men describe themselves through their accomplishments, women describe themselves through their attractiveness. So this is published in a 1990 article titled Men are Success Objects and Women are Sex Objects. That's where that expression comes from. So it was evolutionary psychology laid bare in the classifieds. So, gentlemen, evolution doesn't care about ideology. What Davis discovered in the paper, what Davis discovered in the paper age has only magnified in the digital one. And David Bass, in the evolution of desire, confirmed it across 37 cultures. Okay? A study was done across 37 cultures, different races, different social classes, different geographic regions. And what David Bass found is that women prioritize financial prospects and social status in the men that they choose. And the men prioritize youth and physical attractiveness. These are not Western constructs. They are human constants. They are echoes of evolution whispering through the centuries. And that tells us that a woman's reproductive value is tied to fertility and beauty, and a man's reproductive value is tied to resources and competence. A man's value is built, a woman's value is born. So the sexual marketplace today, as we know, has gone digital. So if you move fast forward to today's dating landscape, where there is a swipe culture, Instagram validation, and OnlyFans economics, they have digitized and amplified these primal exchanges. Men still compete for visibility through status signals. So the men will show their cars, their lifestyle, their achievements, and money. Women still compete for attention through beauty, displays, selfies, filters, youth, and sexuality. The packaging has changed, gentlemen. The psychology has not. A 25-year-old woman with a phone and an internet connection has more mating options than the most powerful kings of the old. But a 25-year-old man with no ambition, no purpose, and no success, he is invisible. That is a reality that Simon Davis hinted at before social media existed. The sexual marketplace operates on two currencies: beauty and success. So the red pill truth tells us that value peaks at different times for men and women. Men and women ascend and decline differently in the sexual marketplace. A woman's sexual marketplace value peaks in her 20s when beauty and fertility are at the highest. A man's sexual marketplace value often peaks in his late 30s and 40s, and that is when status, income, and social capital mature. So the erotic capital that a woman has peaks in her 20s and decays rapidly. But the social capital of a man, it peaks slowly, but it also declines very slowly. And that is why men are success objects and women are beauty objects. Gentlemen, if you're enjoying this video, please take a short moment to like, subscribe, and share it. When you subscribe, you'll always be notified when I drop new content. And when you like and share, you'll help this channel grow. And more importantly, you help other men to discover the tools to level up. Remember, when one man rises, we all rise. Now let's get back to the video. Because unlike beauty, success takes time. It must be earned, it must be displayed, and it must be defended. And this is why Kevin Samuels will tell men to get on their purpose and reminded women that men are the prize when they become one. So gentlemen, you must get on your purpose and make yourself the prize. And women will chase you. That's why you say men are the prize. Because once you are the prize, your social capital does not decay rapidly. But a woman, because of a biological clock, she has to get a man quickly before her sexual agency decays. That is why we say men are the prize. They can afford to even delay, but women cannot do that. Nature has never stopped rewarding hierarchy. It merely rebranded it as preferences. So the modern society denies this, and I'm sure there'll be women who will say I'm a misogynistic man, I'm reducing women to objects and so on. But this is the finding of research, okay? Modern society tries to flatten this reality through slogans like love is love, looks don't matter, age doesn't matter, age is nothing but a number. And they'll also tell you men and women want the same things. But biology does not negotiate. And when men forget that they are success objects, when they try to be chosen for their sensitivity, for their kindness, and not their strength, they become invisible. When women forget that beauty decays, but character endures, they hit the epiphany phase, that moment when they realize that attention is not equal to commitment. David's study read through a red pill lens was not just a sociological finding, it was prophecy. And the challenge to men is this: gentlemen, you cannot change the nature of the game, but you can change how you play it. Accept your role as a success object, but do not become a slave to female validation. Build not to impress, but to express your potential. You must maximize your potential when you're above ground. Let your ambition speak before your words ever do. Because in a world where women offer beauty and seek success, you either become the success they seek, or you get left behind in their search. So Simon Davis basically held a mirror to human mating psychology 3 decades ago. The reflection has not changed. It has only become clearer. Men display, women select. Men perform, women attract. Men rise, women bloom. And when both sexes understand their currencies, relationships can be built on realism rather than resentment. The tragedy of modern dating isn't that men and women want different things. It is that both have forgotten what they bring to the table. So get unplugged, and I'll see you on the next one.